Hey guys, Frankie James with Triple Pucks Podcast.
I mean, I don't know what he's got going on.
Don't beat me up this time, all right?
All right, don't you know? Wednesday late edition. Oh, Wednesday late edition of the Triple Pucks Podcast. Make sure you follow us on social media: Facebook, Instagram, maybe cable TV one day. You know, the old box where you used to have the hot box, channel 44. You might find us on there. Got a good man coming on right now live with us. We've been trying to do this episode, and we finally were able to make it happen. A little later, better late than never. Man that needs no introduction. One half of the brother of the OB brothers, the captain of the Demons Hockey Club, the man about town, John OB. Let's give a round of applause for John OB. John OB, welcome to the show, brother.
Frankie, thanks for having me on. Great intro. I like the new edit you got going on there. It's a great intro. Yeah, John O'Brien.
Shout out to Dan Law for that one. Dan Law crushed it on that.
Great intro.
Oh, I greatly appreciate that. We already got a bunch of people checking on Instagram. Our first person checked in on the show, the one and only Justine. Demon hockey player, Trophy Pucks hockey player, Lady Hawks hockey player. It's a lot of clubs. Staying busy on the ice, getting ready for the showcase. Andrew, thanks for checking in as well. We're gonna get right into it, man. So we got John checking in tonight. We're gonna get a little interview. We're gonna learn a little bit about OB. He's got a lot of great things going on, whether it be from playing to the things that he's involved in. We always love to start off just, like how he got into it. We would play this game and this love that we have for this game. It starts somewhere, and we're going to get into it. So let's talk a little bit about like the origins of hockey for you, man. Like, you laced them up or just find a stick on the ground from a tree and said, hey, I could do some damage with this.
It goes way back. I remember watching my dad play goalie, I was too little at the time to play street hockey, but I watched my dad play goalie and was like, oh man, that looks like something to do. We had some neighborhood friends that
shout out to dad
in Chester, big hockey fans. They got us into hockey. And then we eventually moved
Chester.
We ended up moving from Chester over to Glen Olden, and it was sort of there that like the road hockey, street hockey roots took. Just played with all the neighborhood friends and fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Eventually got to high school and was able to luckily be able to join the Innabaro ice hockey team. Played left wing my freshman year of high school, and then played goalie for like 30 years after that. And then about a year and a half ago, picked up, actually went out to go play with my brother in the Mancini Cup to play for Innabaro. And
a big shout out to Richie real quick. We got to give a big shout out to Richie OB. I mean, what a gent he is. We'll eventually have them both on at the same time, but you just mentioned his brother. Got to give a little love to Richie.
Yep. So we were talking, and we were like, we got to get back on the ice before we go and show up to a tournament and play 3 games in 2 days and kill ourselves. And we went to go play hockey, and my knee said, hey dude, you can't do that. You can't play goalie anymore. And so jumped back to forward and haven't looked back since.
That's such a long time to play goaltender. Like, when you're a attendee, you're a attendee. And it's so funny because I don't know you as a goaltender, obviously, but you played for so long. I know you as a player. And I got to give kudos when they're due. I've gotten to play with you for a little bit now with Demons Hockey Club. And obviously that wonderful tournament that we played in, also known as the Mancini Cup. You're an incredible player. I mean, the way that you move the puck, and not to mention the chemistry you have with your brother, but aside from that, just the ability that you have to play the game as a player. Do you think you, as playing at goalie for so long, maybe helped with that? Because if you play defense, maybe like, oh, well, he's back there anyway. He knows where he wants to be positioned. But you're not doing that. You're putting the puck in the net. did goaltending help you kind of become the player that you are, or was it just natural for you just to kind of play that position?
Yeah, I think we always ended up playing street hockey. Me and my brother did share time in the net, so there'd be times where I would play and shoot on him, and then I would be going and he'd shoot on me. And I think watching the game, just like there's playing as a goalie and watching what's happening and kind of seeing what people are doing and kind of knowing where people were when they scored a goal on you, right, gives you a different perspective. So now when I'm a forward, like I know what spots to go find. I know what spot to go like look for, and because whether it's off, most of my game is just cleaning up trash. So if I have 10 goals in a season, 9 of them were poking home a rebound from someone else's shot because
positional hockey, my friend, positional hockey.
That's it. And playing D was not a consideration for me. I decided if I'm not in goalie pads, I'm not blocking shots. So unless it's a playoff game.
It's funny you mentioned that because Two Brothers One Puck podcast are good friends. Nick and Justin Davidson. I mentioned Nick. And by the way, Nick might be jumping on to the little co-hosting today. Nick, I mean, you want to talk about blocking shots and the intensity. That guy is looking to block the shot. I don't know how or why he does it, but it's just part of his game. It's something I definitely didn't want to do. I played defense for 2 years early on when I was at Father Judge. My downfall was I didn't have the hips for it. I mean, you got to move and the skating speed behind it. I just didn't have it. And, we have Justine here watching, obviously, on Instagram. I mean, we could do the comparison right now. Justine, the way that she skates as a defenseman, the way she plays and the mobility she has as a defenseman, I just can't. I don't have it.
Yeah, I think
I just don't have it. And right, positions, but 2 positions. But early on, yeah.
No, I was going to say, I think if you're going to block a shot,
you can go.
I know people say that goalies are crazy, but like we have thousands of dollars of gear on. If you're a defenseman and you're blocking shots, like that's even crazier to me because you have the bare minimum of gear on.
It's scary. It's absolutely scary because I've taken a puck to the face before, right here in the mouth, and I had a cage. Speaking of cage and blocking shots, Josh Lafferty. Our main man, Tater Tot Hockey Club, the captain. Thanks for checking in, Josh. I'll probably be seeing you tomorrow. Always appreciate you, brother. You did a lot of stuff, man, within your hockey roots. I'm looking at some of the notes here that you have. And by the way, I'm going to give a shout out. John OB helped tremendously with some of the notes here, so I got to give him a little shout out for that. I mean, some of the things that you were part of within your roots. Roller hockey vet. I'm doing a lot of roller hockey. I remember when I started playing hockey, I played 1 year at big shout out Northeast Philadelphia, the old Palace skating rink. I don't know what kind of league they had. It wasn't a good one, but we laced them up there. I mean, you helped run Wolfpack Hockey Club, Delco Demons Inline, PIHA Organization of the Year Demons, former Demons goalie. So the Demons, leading to right now, it sounds like the Demons have been around for a little while.
Yeah, so the Delco Demons, that's the roller hockey team. They played at AIHL, they play PIHA, they have all sorts of different tournaments. So I had played with the Demons as a goalie, and then joined as like part of the admin. But awesome club, goes back, I think, late 2000s, if I recall correctly. But like great guys in organizations. You got Jay Kelly, Bill Sherwood, Vinny Barone, like all these. They were the Delco Demons. I obviously live in Bucks County now, and so when I joined this Foundry team, we kind of said, "Hey, we're gonna make a team," and we said, "Hey, what do you guys want to be?" We already have pre-made logos and uniforms from my time. There was unfortunately already a Wolfpack in our league, 2 of them actually. So when we sent it to the league, they said,
Wolfpack boys.
They said you can't do that. There's already 2 Wolfpacks. And so I said, "Hey, what about the Demons? We have this logo's done, all the stuff's done for it." So it was turnkey, and so it's for me, it's like I get to kind of keep that going from my past of the time that I really enjoyed playing with the Demons and helping those guys out and bring it forward. And like it's black and orange and white, so it's very Flyers vibes for us, and it's easy to match socks and stuff when you go to a game. So it's got a long history, and so the current era of the Demons is we play over at Grundy we play in the C4 division. We unfortunately lost the championship game this past Sunday, but I think we were to start the season out in C4 was a tough start to the season, but like shout out to the whole squad. Everyone buckled down, like really like got things going. And then we had a great team to be on. Great team to be like, it's an honor to be like the captain of that team with my brother and Jimmy's the other captain. So that's the history of that.
I want to touch on what you just said right there. I love that, and I'm going to touch a little bit on that because I got the opportunity to. I played more games as a sub, obviously before you guys jumped up. My goal was supposed to play a little bit more this year. Obviously with a little bit of relocation and stuff like that, I wasn't able to get out there as much. It was definitely disappointing for me, just because of how much fun it was to play on your team and the fact of what you've been able to do with the club. And we're at the point now where it's like you don't want to play on a team with a bunch of bullshit. And the way that you and your brother run that team and the leadership that you guys have on that bench, and I'll be honest with you, Johnny, like you might have one of the best clubs to play for that I've ever played with, minus my own. If I was going to join a team, it's definitely with you guys. You guys are so much fun, just great guys on the ice. But not only that, a lot of people can get start yelling at each other like, hey man, you're really messing up. Like you guys never did anything like that. It was always like, hey, we got this. Let's bounce back and let's make it happen. We had a couple of games where we came back and we rallied the troops to score a couple of goals to win a couple of games. And that has to do with the leadership of that club. So I just got to give you a lot of props, just the way that you run your club and seeing you guys just continuously move up shows the fact that you guys are able to play together and learn from each other. You had a couple of new guys on the club this year. First timer. Obviously we had Justina Lex, never played. I'm sure. Just what you've been doing with the club being noticed here.
Yeah, no, I think it's
got a couple of comments here on the board. We got to
we lost to the Icemen.
Comment here, Miss Erica Bear upstairs.
Yeah, I'm reading it. We lost to the Icemen Sunday at the skate zone. They have dude, props to them. They brought it. They brought the energy. They had 50 people in the stands.
Absolute busters. The scumbags with their fans in the stands. Let me tell you something about the Iceman real quick, okay? And I want to get my shot against them one of these days when I come over back to the Grundy to play with the Demons. All right? This one time, first game, I was a captain of the Foundry team before it went on to another club, and I'm going to get the puck. And then one of their guys, I'll shout him out, Igor Zubov. Comes and he plays the body, throws an elbow at me, and leaves me unconscious on the ice. All right? Took a championship right from my fingers. Left me unconscious on the ice with an elbow. Never got my shot. You guys should have just given him a little. We'll get it back. We'll absolutely get it back.
Yeah.
But
that's unfortunate.
That's sad.
That's unfortunate to hear.
Decent club.
It was a little rough. I think it was a little bit rougher than we're used to, but they won fair and square. Like I said, they brought the energy, had a ton of fans, rolled probably 4 lines, it felt like, of everything.
They do.
But they did. This is a nice segue. I think it may unfortunately be that guy that also uses a Toby hockey stick. So it's whenever I see a Toby in the wild, I always have to go and ask them, hey, where'd you get that stick from? It's the Phil Dunphy dude. Always be selling. But he got it at a tournament because the first time we played them, I saw him. I said, "Hey, where'd you get that stick?" And he had seen it at a tournament. So just a little segue there from that question.
We like that, and we'll be getting involved with them. And just to throw it out there real quick, top right hand corner, little QR code up there. Give it a scan. We're going to get more into it about Toby Hockey, but give it a scan. Check out the website. We'll be mentioning a little bit more about that as well. Instagram check-ins. Obviously, we know we always got to give our love, the one and only Dan Smine. Dan Smine with the No Deeks. Checking in. One of a good player, good friend. Thanks for checking in there, Dan Sminey. I mean, Grundy League is it's been fun. It's had its ups and downs, but I'll tell you, it's been a lot better. It's one league that you'll see the strictness of like ringers and stuff like that. You don't see that too much over at Grundy. They do a really good job, and shout out to Colin and Jake, because they do a good job. I know Colin had recently left, but they really was able to get that down and not allow anybody to come in that shouldn't be there. So Grundy Ice Hockey League, just give them a nice little mention right there. I mean, I think that they definitely deserve it. So you guys are looking, you guys are obviously tough. Also, yeah, keep going, brother.
No, sorry. I just wanted to reiterate on that.
Please do.
I played in a bunch of different leagues, and I think when talking just ice hockey right now, it's clear when people care about the thing that they're working on, like it comes through, and you can see that in the diligence of the work. And we had a sort of a captain's roundtable, and I have the balance.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
14 people on my team, and hearing voices and sticking up for everyone and calling things out. And so sometimes they don't like to hear from me, but overall, like, nothing but respect for those guys that run the league, and they do a really great job. And I think I think other leagues could learn a lot from those guys.
Other leagues could definitely learn from them, and different things. I think like I always said, like, leagues are so much competition because it's like you want to get this, and this. Even as a photographer, and listen, photography could be a lot of competition. I never believed in that. I was always about collaboration. I mean, everybody should be learning from each other. You guys are essentially, it should be one goal. Let's run a good program, and let's have fun while we're doing it. And you see a lot of the difference with the different leagues. In Grundy, sure, it's not that flashy like the U, where they don't offer all those little perks and stuff like that. But you're going to get a good solid league now. Ran well, no ringers, and you're going to have a good time. There's a lot of bullshit out there, dude. There's a lot of bullshit.
It is.
You guys had a couple suspensions. I want to touch on that real quick. So you guys are a great club, but one more thing about your club is you guys will go to battle for each other. Absolute battle. I think we've had a couple instances. I don't know if I was there for the games. Always, all the action always happens when I'm not there. But I see the bench app sometimes, and I check in. I'm looking at the comments. I'm like, oh yeah, one guy's suspended for a game. One guy's suspended for a game. I'm like, good God, what's going on over there? What's happening? The boys are dropping the mitts. Have you seen a lot of that this year?
No, and it's funny you say
I think
that.
You're one of them that got sussy too. You sussy? I think you got suspended.
No, I didn't get suspended. I got a game misconduct. That's a little different. And I earned it. I deserved that. But no, we had one suspension last year. Unfortunately,
a little break. Little break.
It was a little 7-8 minute break. But it was going into a playoff game, and it was very heated. One of our guys took a super cheap shot from someone that's known to cheap shot people. And our guy saw red, right?
That's scumbag.
Defended himself, and he saw red, and he reacted that way. And the league handed down that suspension. We unfortunately had to deal with it going into a playoff game, and really could have used our defensive captain Jimmy in that game.
Jimmy can move, man. You want to talk about a guy that can play? And the one thing I like about Jimmy is he still represents. He doesn't wear a visor. He's no cage, right? Is he still rocking the no cage? I believe. Is he?
Nothing. Just a Bucky. That's it.
I'll never forget, man. My first games I played on your club, and I was in a couple heaters. I had a couple of goals early on in the one up to guys. I remember this play, man. A face-off win back to Jimmy. And he fires a rocket, and he went bar down. I was like, "Oh man, that was a great play or great shot." But yeah, you had mentioned a little bit about that game. I remember we were talking about that. That was going to the championship. That team's a bunch of scumbags too. Respectfully saying, and I can say this. You don't have to say anything. I'm calling people out because I had him on my team. The one I got. That's okay. That's all right. You don't have to. that team could be a little intense as well. I mean, I got my personal beef with a couple of players on that. But speaking of a beef, one guy I don't have any beef with, our main man Mike, the founder and defending champion of the Mancini Cup. Demons are a great group of guys. Have fun playing against them. Mancini, we love you, buddy. I don't care. Right. I don't care how much. I don't care if you threw us a goalie that absolutely was buster. The Mancini Cup. The Mancini Cup's coming back. I love that we call it the Mancini Cup.
It's a great nickname.
It is. I remember when we were calling it that, and one day he texts me, and he's like, "Yo, man, are you mad at me, bro? Are you mad about that?" I was like, "Dude, I love you. I'm not mad at you at all. You're fine. It's just part of the show." Another comment here. Good man here, Christian Davidson. Last time I saw the Grundy, there was a fog on the rink, reminded me of the Sabres versus the Flyers. I'll say this real quick, but Christian Davidson checking in, captain, No Sad Bros hockey team, the goaltender over there. I'll just throw it out there. I know the Demons are going to be in the market for some backup here. You guys are going to be looking for a goalie soon, am I right there?
That is correct. We're I wouldn't say soon, I'd say actively. I think the next season starts in can you hear me? So you can hear me.
I can hear you. You're good. You're good. Absolutely. You're good.
We're actively looking for a goalie. Season starts in early January. I think the 9th is like the start of the actual league. I'm not sure when our game is, but yes, C4 team is looking for a goalie.
Okay.
Whether it's a team of subs or
C4
permanent.
Looking for. Let's make sure we get him a goalie. If you're interested in playing with a great group of people, C. Davidson, this might have you written all over it, brother. Go out there and absolutely destroy. I think you'll have a lot of fun. Let us know. But you'll be seeing us over at the showcase. Once again, Mike checking in. Always appreciate that. Christian Davidson, full of the comments, always showing support. Concur with the management of Ringer. Ruin good leaks. I mean, right. It's a true story. But got a lot of good stuff here. With just joining us about almost a half hour in. We got John OB here, captain of the Demons Hockey Club. Make sure you follow OB at demon.53. We'll make sure his socials are available. Give him a follow. A lot of good stuff he's got going on. Stay on top of with the Demons Hockey Club and all the great things he has going on. The boys are also a part of Chirpin Pucks Media with us and what we got going on. You just good stuff all the way around. Follow the Instagram and stay in touch with what he has going on. More comments. Oh, James Brennan, they need a goalie. I don't know. Well, we got a couple comments here. Watch out, John Hoodie. You want to talk about a stellar goalie? John Hoodie, Camden County Warriors goalie, Chuggernauts goalie. Check it for charity goalie with me. You want to talk about a stud of a goalie? That's one right there. And I just want to do one mention. John Hoodie is getting ready to be deployed in the service on December 24th on Christmas Eve. I just want to send a lot of love to John Hoodie, a close friend of mine. He's been on the show quite a few times. I want to talk about a grade A guy, one of my closest friends in the community. In case we don't see it, we love you. Get back to us safe. And, we're looking forward to seeing you soon, Hoodie. But, we love you, man. Incredible goalie. Great guy. Stud, too. Most handsome guy in the U. I'll say that. I mean, I don't know what he's drinking there, but he's doing it up big. We're going to start the transition now into one of our favorite topics of conversation. We're going to do a little gut check. We're going to take a little 30-second break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do gut check. So a little 30-second break, and then we're going to we'll be right back. I like the break now. I never used to do a break, but I'm a huge fan of the break. I just gives it just a little calmer. We're back with the Chirpin Pucks podcast. We got OB coming on right now, hanging out with us late night show. Thanks everybody for checking so far. We always appreciate all the support. I mean, we hit our 100th episode not long ago, and we're looking forward to doing another 100 episodes. We're about to do a little our favorite segment. I mean, it was something that we always been doing. I remember the start of when we first started to do Gut Check with the Frank the Tank show, and it's still rock and rolls. And we're gonna get into it. 5 random questions off the top of your head. You're gonna give it to us. First thing you think of, make sure you hit it with us. And here we go. The first question is, it's gonna be, once it eventually shows, it's gonna come. It might not come. Goalie or player? What do you prefer? What do you prefer playing, goalie or player? What did you like more?
Oh man, I thoroughly enjoyed playing goalie. I think there was a lot of fun in just stopping shots and frustrating teams. But I have to say, there's almost no better feeling in hockey than the movement up and down the rink, the turns, and scoring goals. So I got to go player. I mean, I have obviously a very long history in the net, but maybe it's just my perspective and state of mind right now. But it's player.
Are you done fully? You'll never dress again as a goalie. There's not a shot in hell. One time you'll get in that net just for one more game.
I think anybody that knows me at all is probably laughing at this question, because there's somewhere the goalie gear nerd that is so still in my core that when new gear is released, I will have fun and go to Goalie Monkey and build a cart of like what that dope setup would look like, and I never check out. That's not it. But I'd imagine I see a scenario where I want to play a retirement game that I know like I have a chance of getting a shutout in as a goalie and just going out on top and hanging them up forever. But I right now I'm just really enjoying being a forward. So the door's not closed.
And you're good. Damn good forward too, man. The 2 will be your favorite moment.
Favorite moment playing the GAHL. This happened.
GAHL.
I got to go back a week and a half ago for this, so it's not a very long time ago. We were playing the playoff game against the Skulls.
Yeah,
they were up 3-1 for most of the game.
Oh,
most of the game they were up 3-1. My brother took Chris Kelly, our defenseman, took a shot from the point. My brother tipped it, scored a goal with 36 seconds left. We're down 3-2. Go to the face-off. Face-off ends up being in our zone. I decided to leave the goalie pulled. I said, nah, it takes too long. Let's leave him pulled. We're going to win this draw. Like, I know we're going to win this draw. We're going to get this out of the zone. And we did just that. We got it out of the zone, got it down the ice. McFarland dropped pass to Lober. He sauced it over to Lober. Lober scores it, ties it up with 12 seconds left. So we scored 2 goals in 24 seconds to send it to overtime, 3-3. And 50 seconds into overtime, I cleaned up a garbage rebound and we won the game. So yeah, like 10, 15 days ago, we won in epic comeback fashion.
I saw that game too, and I remember seeing the clips when it was posted. That's wild, dude. And once again, the leadership behind the content you have in the team. Ironically, question number 3. I see you're having yourself a tasty beverage there. Let's go with number 3 right off the bat. I mean, why not? You have yourself a tasty beer. What is the best tasty beer? Perfect time. What a segue, dude.
It's a great segue. So this is this beer is from Pittsburgh.
I was not playing it.
So this is a light beer, but the cans are black and orange, right? We're black and orange, so I'd like to bring a 30 pack of that to the games, keep it within our colors. But best tasting beers by far. There's no competition. It's Tired Hands double vanilla milkshake. It's uncontested. It's the best that I've ever had.
I got a problem with that. A milkshake beer. Now, I'm sure the texture's out there like a milkshake or anything, but you're talking double vanilla milkshake. Tired. I don't know. Get my hands on one of those. I think mine was my favorite beer of all time, best tasting beer. What was it? There was a beer that I like. It was called they don't have Belly Flop from Manny Young Brewing Company. Cucumber melon sea salt beer, great summer beer. You want to talk about a hot day on the beach and a cool down.
Yeah, that's a good beer. That's a great timing for that beer too.
Hey man, company did get out of COVID, and we're Belly Flop. That would be mine. We'll go here for question number 4. This one's gonna get you thinking a little bit. Oh, it was incredible, absolutely incredible. Number 4. This one's not really about you, but I want to hear your opinion on it. I'm sure he does too. Richie's best quality on the ice. His best quality on the ice that you see from a brother standpoint, from a player standpoint, and I'm gonna give you mine after you're done.
Richie's best quality on the ice is playmaking. So is setting up other people, is like having that look of knowing sort of where somebody's going to go and getting it to them. So so he's my little brother, and I'll say so, like, setting me up to score goals is his best quality on the ice.
It's nothing like it. Nothing like watching players and stuff like that and dissecting players. It's always been able to help my game and help other people, like, always talk on the bench. One thing about your brother, from a personal standpoint, hearing the stories and getting to know your brother, it's not more or less the physical aspect. His determination to play the game, determination to get back on the ice. Your brother went through so much, and I'm not going to touch too much on it because I don't think it's fair for me to do that, not knowing every little aspect of it. But your brother had went through some stuff in life and was given an opportunity to get back to life and play hockey again and play it at a level where he continuously just tries to get better and set people up. I mean, the determination to get up and get back on the ice and to play the game, I think it might be one of his best qualities because then it completes his overall game as a whole.
All right, so that's
Frankie's take.
All right, Frankie. So you kind of set me up with that. My answer looks shitty in comparison when you lay it out like that. But no, for sure. I mean, it's.
I segue.
But he hates to lose, right? I think we're both that way, where we hate to lose more than we enjoy winning, right? And anyone that's a Shoresy fan knows that's a big characteristic to have as a hockey player. Yeah, I don't like losing. I hate losing. I really do. But it's good to see him. Obviously with long history with obviously our good man Bill Conway. That's kind of how this started. And we're heading into the new year soon, and we'll start to really hit it hard with the showcase. You want to talk about a reunion? A lot of reunion players on that team. But our 5th and final question, one that everybody wants to know. Everybody, the comments are jumping in. Everybody wants to know. Showcase, the finale. Who's gonna do it? Is on to take cake? Chirping pucks.
Who's take cake? Right. We got the chirping pucks who just won them a championship the past year. With 9 players, they won a championship. The chirping pucks are 0-3, and not.
Yeah.
Who's gonna take it?
It's tough. So it's tough to say that the chirping pucks are going to win when the last 3 games I played with the chirping pucks, we got outscored by an average of 10 goals. So it's a tough look. And they do have more demons than the chirping pucks have more demons than the chirping pucks at this point. So, but I gotta go chirping pucks. I have to go into a game thinking I'm gonna win.
Come
Otherwise,
on,
I'm
come
not
on,
gonna have a good
come
time.
on, come on. I'm not allowing, and hopefully she's watching. Alexis, I'm calling you out. I'm not going to sit here and allow you to continuously put me down. I'm more than a door holder. All right, I'm more than a door holder. I'm coming in. I'm scoring goals. So get yourself ready. That's gut checked. Brought to you by Bush League Beauties Hockey Apparel. Go check them out. They're all friends. We like them. Let's get to the comments. We had some comments here. Another great goalie. One of my favorite of all time. One of my closest friends. Brad Shook's the Crawdaddy. Check him out. Crawdaddy saves, Crawdaddy plays.
Dude,
I don't know if he's still doing his subathon right now, but he might be.
I have to tell a story real quick about Bush NA. We had my graduation party at high school. They brought a case of Bush NA, for the folks that needed it at the time. And my cousin was walking around and he was like tipsy. I was like, "Yeah, you all right, man? What have you been drinking?" He goes, "Oh, I've been having these Bush NAs all night." And I was like, "Oh, how many have you had?" He's like, 4. I was like, "Oh, you're feeling pretty good from those?" He's like, yeah, I love these Bush NAs. we didn't have the heart to tell him until like 3 days later, like, yeah, there was nothing in those. You were just having a good time on your own.
Dude, I know people that have done that, and they're, man, I'm feeling pretty good, dude. I don't know what's going on. And you see him the next day, they're like, dude, I got to crash on the couch, man. The lady's pissed off at me, dude. I started spending more money than I should have, and all of a sudden you're like, dude, there was nothing in there, bro. What did you? Why are you on the couch now? Oh, what was in that beer? Nothing.
There's some empty carbs. That's all.
Kristen Davidson checks in, asking some interesting, isn't it? Is C4 similar to the bronze level? And I could possibly be an e-bug for you guys. I could probably touch on this one comparison with the U. I would say bronze is probably a little bit more competitive. C3, C2 is probably more bronze. But C4 is more of like a I don't even know if it's Rusty Plus. Some of those Rusty Plus guys, Christian, you would do what? You know what? Here we go. Hot take and cupcake. Christian, if you were to come and play, I guarantee you right now, C4, the champions, Demon Hockey Club. Calling it right now. I'm calling. If you were to play on that team, that they would win a championship. You would play very well, and within your skill range, they would do very well. So you heard it here first. Championship to the Demons. Christian, you make your way there. I think I just got you a goalie.
Bold predictions from Frankie for sure.
Love. I mean, honestly, Christian's a solid goalie, and I got a great story with him. When I first played against Christian, I was the asshole with the yellow bucket. I come on the ice, and a lot of guys are like, "Oh, dude, watch out for that guy. He's a dick," or whatever. I take a clean pass, boom, right on the tape. I come in, go right over the shoulder for a monster goal, and then I get down, put the glove on the stick for a nice little selfie celly right in front of him, and he was not happy about that. So yeah, that little story about Christian Davidson. He's gonna be the goalie for the No Sad Bros, the captain as well for the showcase. So think about it, man. I'll get you guys in touch, Christian. Make sure you. I'll get you his number. To you guys can talk. But we're gonna start the transition to start to get that wrap up show here. Once again, we got OB here. Make sure you give him a follow. We're at 40 minutes here, and we're gonna start to touch on some more topics. We got 2 more that we want to touch on. Which is obviously something that's super important, I think, in today's world, and it should be talked about more. And that's just being men's health advocate, and it's super important. I want you to kind of just take the realms here and just discuss a little bit about this. And I'll let you have the floor here.
Yeah, I think what you alluded to earlier, with my brother kind of going through an event, kind of gave us a different perspective, and then. Unfortunately, last June, last July, my cousin Tommy Ellis passed. Really put a lot of things in perspective for me. Just overall, like where I was at in life, what I was doing with myself, and really kind of set off on this journey, right? And for getting myself healthy physically, and while doing that, also having conversations about just that with other folks that are going through it, right? So, hockey for me became not just fun to go and play, but it became a purpose. It became like, hey, this is how I'm going to get myself physically better. And taking care of yourself is different buckets, right? So it's the physical, right? And I kind of led with the physical, and now I'm leading into the mental side of it, right? With supplementing sort of my daily experience with therapy. And it's all super important. And so, watching my brother kind of go through what he did and us all experiencing that, and, luckily he came out from that. And so literally every game or every time we're on the ice together, it's something that I cherish. And it's super important to be able to talk about it and talk with other men about, what you're going through. And so big proponent of just that, of being active, getting your, playing hockey for me is super fun, but it's also cathartic. It's sort of a release, and it's almost like a therapy for me. And I get to do that with my brother most times. And, after a situation where I didn't think I'd ever get to skate with him again. And so it's super important to me. And it's something that, I think about all the time.
How can you not? And seeing you boys together. I mean, before we even hit the ice, John, the first time we've all kind of got together was when we were having a couple beers, and we were up late doing a virtual just like this, and we were just talking it up and seeing how you guys were. And it was super. I have all sisters, so seeing the two brothers like that, it's super cool. And I said about Nick and Justin. I love what you said about the men's health advocate, because, people that know my story, and I'll talk a little bit about it. I can never give back to the community to what it's given me. Aside from playing, man, like, I love being able to do the tournaments for the players and the charity stuff that we do to give back. Hockey practically saved my life. I mean, when I went through everything I went through, and people that know, like, I suffer with a lot of mental health issues. I'm very open about it, and people know that. Like, I survived 2 suicide attempts in 5 years, and that second one that I went through, it was very traumatic, because it was in public, and the story went public as well. And I always said, I remember telling Erica this, like I said, and it was an if, John, and everybody out there, if I got through this, I had a really good feeling that I was going to be all right. And, I had to fix a lot of relationships along the way. And, right now is, I'm having some things I'm going through right now to just get a little vulnerable. There are some things I have to deal with right now that have surfaced. We're gonna, I have a good system behind me, but the game of hockey is definitely something I've leaned on, and that I've been able to lean on. John, just hearing you say that, about this little group that you may have, like, people are hearing that and probably, wow, that's pretty incredible. Even myself, because I'm open about what I went through, and talking about it with people, but there's a difference between talking about it with people to share the story than talking about it with people to try and, hey, I'm relatable. I know what it's like. And I think that's super, super important. So I think that's just beautifully said. And I love hearing that, because, and how it is, like, the men and the guys, we have to be the tough guys. We can't talk about that kind of stuff. No feelings. Get on the ice. Show your feelings out there. Get that puck. I've cried after games. No, and like I'm 100%. It's emotions, and the game of hockey has definitely done good by me. It really has. Even though there's injuries along the way. When I had my suicide attempt, the last one, I was on a hockey club that I was the captain of, and when I realized that I needed to go get my head right. And I was on that club and left, and ended up, getting kicked off that club while I was getting my head right. That hurt. But the boys picked me back up with a new club. And a big shout out to my family, the No Deeks. They have a wait list on their club, and we played against each other a lot. But when they found out, when I told them what happened, I was just looking to sub. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. They said, "Nah, man, we want you on the team." They brought me on that team that first year, and I won my first championship. And I had some people in the stands. Erica was in the stands, and I'll never forget lifting that hardware. Chris Stem, one of my favorite captains, good friends. They looked right at me, and they handed me the cup. I was the second one to hold it, and I ended up winning a championship with the boys. It solidified the journey that I went through from where I was and not doing well, to lifting that championship up with the boys. So I just love everything you said, and I just want to share my experience and my story alongside with you, brother.
Yeah, no, I think it's impactful, right? So even if it's one person hears it and goes, "Oh, you know what? Like, I need to reach out to somebody, talk to somebody," like just that one person, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge, and the Deeks, it's like great hearing you tell that story, because we play often with a bunch of those guys up at the Foundry, up at Grundy, and they're all
yeah.
We're not on the same team, but like we're in the same hockey community, right? And so we get along great with those guys.
That's everything happens for a reason too, because I when you told me this story, when you guys were there and I was looking for a club and stuff like that. It's a little bit, but it turned out that you guys ended up starting your club, and I think it was better that way. When I played with you the one game, we versed them, and I remember being on the bench, and they were coming out, and what's called like double took. He's like, "Whoa, what are you doing here?" I was like, "I'm going up against you guys," and I had a clap from the blue and scored the goal, and I looked right over at the bench, and we got it in there. That was pretty cool to go up against them, because I haven't gone up against that team in a long time. It was a lot of fun. It was cool.
Yeah, great.
Shout out to the Deeks. Got a comment here. Damn. Vidarini, one of the most diabolical players I've ever played against, ever played with. One half of the Vidarini brothers. Team Dexter lives on, everywhere. Even though they're not around, they're living on. Vit, what's going on, brother? Thanks for checking in. Always appreciate that, my guy. Yeah, we're gonna good stuff, dude. Good stuff so far. Make sure you give John OB a follow on Instagram. Make sure you check out that QR code up there, because we're gonna get into a little bit more hockey talk before we transition out here. Thanks for spending your Wednesday night, late night with us. But let's talk about what a lot of people want to hear about. I mean, I remember when you told me this multiple times, about Tovey hockey, and that's right. I said it. Tovey hockey.
You got it right this time. Hell yeah.
Make sure we pronounce that the right way. Tovey hockey, okay? With Tovey hockey now, for it's all about. I want you to take the rounds, but I do want to do a mention. QR code up there. Give it a scan, because if you use code OB53, it's not that hard to figure out. It rhymes. It chimes. Capital O, capital B. 53. $453 off. Tovey hockey. We already did half the work for you. You don't even have to type in that address. You don't have time for that. OB, we're going to pass it along to you. That's a nice little sponsor read. I'll make sure we get that plugged and
well
cut
done.
For the boys.
Well done, Frankie.
Tell us a little bit
well
about Tovey hockey and what we got going on. Thank you, my guy.
So full disclosure, I'm a very minority shareholder of Tovey hockey, but I'm coming here just as a player that uses the stick. So anyone that goes to the Foundry skates, or they see me at the GHL, I use the stick. I love it. I swear by it. For a long time I was a goalie, so I never got to use it. And then when I switched over to forward, obviously grabbed some samples from the office and started using it, and never looked back. I'm just going to hold it up for anyone that hasn't seen it before. This is the Tovey, probably most notably known for this right here. It's got the holes in the blade, which obviously helps with aerodynamics, but it's also got it's got these little dimples sort of
clean
raised, so it grips. So you don't need tape. They send it from the factory with a coating on it, but they also sell wax and a different diamond coat liquid tape that you apply to it as well. But the big difference The big difference is that a traditional blade has a foam core in the center of it. So when you take a foam and then you wrap it with carbon fiber, you'll notice people will say that it loses pop. So like they use the stick for a little bit and all of a sudden the shot isn't the same, or the shot changes, or the velocity changes, or quite frankly, just the feel changes. With this blade, it's actually compressed carbon fiber and resin, and it's crunched under this like extreme pressure, extreme heat, and to basically be super hard. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know how great the audio is on that, but the blade is so strong and so sturdy, and it gives you this feel that I don't feel like I get with other sticks. Like I would test with the Bauer or CCM or whatever, but with the Tovey, you have this feel that if anyone is a bit older like myself, I'm in my 40s, has used a wooden stick. There's this connection that you have with the puck when you use a wooden stick, and that's what you get back with this. And so for me, I was struggling to take backhanded passes. I just couldn't do it. And until I started using the Tovey. And then once I started using the Tovey, it deadens it right away. And then I'm able to obviously move it to my forehand and take some nice shots with it. I don't have a slap shot. I don't pretend to have a slap shot, but the holes in it do help with the aerodynamics of your slap shot. It helps get your shot quicker. It's actually proven, scientifically proven, to have a faster velocity on the shot. It's NHL approved now. So actually, it's funny, when they did the testing for the safety of it, they shot a puck at the blade itself. And when we rewatched the video in slow-mo, it looks like a piece of the stick breaks off. But it's actually, when we rewound it and saw it again, it's the puck splitting. A piece just pops off of it because the blade is so firm. And so it's got a great warranty to it. I think it's like 60 days. Or actually, I think I lied. It might be 90 days is what it says on this stick, but I might also have an old one. But yeah, right now, so it's got two models. It's got the Mirage, which comes in orange, and it's got the Sabotage. They both have a different kick point. So you can go on the website and order up whatever.
Sabotage. Let's go.
The Mirage and the Sabotage. And then you can obviously pick your flex. You can pick your curve. There's only a limited amount of curves based on the popularity of curves out there. And I think the average I've been getting my sticks is like in under a week, under like 10 days, which isn't bad for a blade that's custom made. It's custom made in the USA. So they make all the blades in the USA. They assemble the sticks in the USA. It's sort of like artisanal. It's
USA soil. Let's go.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's sort of artisanal. It's a craftsman who has been working in carbon fiber for like 30, 40 years, and he puts them together, in his shop. Every one of these sticks is like a guy or a girl assembling this for you, with tons of care. We also have the youth stick, which I actually really love this graphic.
Oh, little youth, okay.
Got the youth, same sort of
blade. Look at that. That's incredible.
This one my son's been using, so you can kind of see the white wax that we've applied to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like it's definitely seen its share of games.
Yeah, Patrick, my oldest, he's a lefty. Parker, we're not sure if he's a lefty or righty, but he's been testing this out. Shout out to the Learn to Plays over at Skate Zone and Grundy.
A little shout out to the old Learn to Play. I love that. I want to get some comments here because, obviously you never know who has it. And we were talking about him earlier. Our main man, the Viterini, Vit. We use them sticks too. Huge fan. Vit, thanks for checking in. No tape needed. It's Whoopi. Just giving us a little feedback here from a player himself. And let me tell you something. Vit, I want to give you, because like I said, if it's a little bit older of a player, still a good player. He's a big guy, good size. Love to know what his take is on what he thinks about Tovey hockey. I mean, you're talking to the man himself right here, that's been involved with them for a little bit, and I'm sure him and the company appreciate feedback straight from a hockey player himself, who also has a brother that he plays with, and he plays with their father. They're a trio. So Vic, thanks for checking in, my brother. And look, you already know the QR code's at the top. Give it a scan. Use code OB53 for $53 off at TobyHockey.com. Love that. Thanks for checking in, Vic. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the support, and I'm sure the boys do as well. I know I'm in the market for a new stick. Okay, I know we've been talking about possibly getting a sticky. We give him a shout out. Our main man, Bill Conway. He finally laced them up. We were able to get him some gear, and he was able to come out with me. Actually, you had your game, and you asked me to come out, but I was like, I got Conway's making his debut in a little open hockey, and we were able to get a video of the live barn. Bill was in the slot. He was cruising in, and the puck came to him, and Bill went over the shoulder. Bill fired that puck and went over the goalie's shoulder and went bar down. And I was so pumped up for him. He threw his arms up. He was like, yeah. And it was like, you know what I mean? I was so pumped up for him. Yeah, but
Bill,
the focus more on the shot aspect and the stick.
Bill thought it was him, but it was just the stick he was using. It wasn't Bill. He still has plenty of rust. But I look forward to playing with him in the showcase in April, and we will have a little booth set up there. We'll have a little stick handling pad, just so people can get.
We're gonna have a lot of stuff set up.
Yeah, we'll bring some sticks along, but we also have other stuff too. We have the wax. We have gloves that are getting awesome reviews. The gloves are super light. They've got carbon fiber in the gloves themselves. We got shin pads that are gonna be launching soon. So a lot of awesome stuff coming from Tovey.
Nice.
Just got a sort of a new ownership, and we just appointed our COO Brad. So tons of great stuff happening over at Tovey, and I'm just proud to be part of a small tiny part of it, but certainly a lot of pride goes behind it, especially. When you're at the rink and you see someone else, like I call it a Tovey in the wild, where if I randomly see a Tovey at the rink, I'll go up and I'll ask, hey, where'd you get that thing, and how do you like it, and just what we were just talking about, getting that feedback from hockey players about how they really like it. And saw Riley Cote sporting his at the Take a Shot over at Grundy a couple weeks ago. My son was part of that.
Shout out!
So it's growing. It's really interesting and really exciting time to be part of this.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I love everything that you just said. And like I said, make sure you scan the QR code and get yourself something nice. If you happen to get yourself something nice, and get yourself a stick before before the show ends, comment in, let us know. Because if you do that, Trippin' Pucks Media is going to do a little something for you. When you have your game and you get that stick, and you want to show it off nice, Trippin' Pucks Media is going to come down and do some photo work for you with that stick. So if you get yourself a stick right now, scan that QR code. OB53 for $53 off. Getting $53 off. You're getting a $300 value with some photo work. Nothing like a team, the collaboration with Trippin' Pucks Media and a little Tovey Hockey and John OB. Get that stick. Let us know you're that stick. Let us know. We get 24 hours. Put it in the comments. Hey, I got a stick. You reach out to us and we'll come down and do some photo work for you and to show that stick off. That's what it's all about, guys. You never know what kind of things we're going to do here at Trippin' Pucks, and we want to make sure that we get back to the community in multiple ways. But I'm pumped up for this too because with the showcase coming up, we want to grow things and stuff like that. Not that they're continuously growing, but having the boys down there and setting things up for the people to be able to test these sticks out. Because listen, everybody's so used to the kind of sticks like from the old school with the Bowers and stuff like that. It's like, oh, these are my sticks. I'm not changing my stick. Why would I want to do that? I don't even know how to use this thing. We'll come down to the showcase April 25th. The Tovey Hockey is going to be set up with some stuff and be able to fire a couple of rockets off. You'll be able to feel for it and see how you like it. Questions will be answered. And the boys will make sure that you're taken care of. So, any additional information, scan the QR code. And while you're on there, you might as well do yourself a little shopping. And you'll also get some photo work with that as well. And anything else you want to add about Tovey Hockey, man?
No, I think that's it. I think
We're
that's
just
it.
giving things away. We're just going back to the people.
Yeah, no, I got nothing else other than just check it out. You know, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll help answer them. And if you see me at the rink with the stick, don't hesitate to ask to borrow it for a second. And I try to travel to games or practices or the foundries and whatnot with an extra stick. With that in mind, it's just like, hey, check this out. You know, I'm a righty, so I try to carry a lefty with me just to say, hey, check it out. This now sometimes the curve and the flex might be off, but at least you'll get that feel that I mentioned earlier, that connection between the puck and the rest of your stick, kind of giving you that wood on puck, like old school, like you're connected to it. It's not super light that you don't actually feel the puck.
I love that. I'm in the market for a stick. I might as well. And like OB said, if you see him down at the rink, I do want to make a comment though. You'll usually see him in a tank top with the guns out. So if you look for the man with the tank top, I'm going to throw that out there. I mean, listen, it's the first I've ever seen you in a shirt, by the way, buddy.
Guilty as charged.
Hockey.
I will say I debated rocking the tank, but I don't think it's not season appropriate.
I love that, man. And we're going to transition out here. We got to thank John OB. Thank everybody for checking in on a late night. Just to do a couple of little honorable mentions here. We got to give a big shout out to our good man. Really looked out the ultimate wingman, Pro Edge, Trippin' Pucks Media. We're teaming up. Pro Edge Hockey Analytics. This is also one of the things that we're going to have offered to the players at the showcase. You know, every player is going to get an incredible grading card. Every player gets a grade. This is a little example of what it is right here. Your front cover right there, and then the back of the digital. I mean, you know, what more can you want? You know, the pros are doing this, but it's being offered to us by our good man Brian. Make sure you check them out as well. Just tons of good things, man. And you know, we'll be adding some more stuff on. Our rosters are ready to go. Some announcements are going to be coming about the 25th, so make sure you be on the lookout for that. And that's going to do it for us here at Chirpin' Pucks Podcast. Another great episode. Make sure you scan that QR code, people. Anytime from now, 24 hours, 10 o'clock tonight, 10 o'clock tomorrow. You all you have to do is scan that QR code, get yourself a stick, jump in the comment and say, hey, I got myself a stick. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. And that is going to do us here. Make sure you guys check out OB.
Hey, guys, Frankie Jenkins from Chirpin' Pucks Podcast.
We'll see everybody soon.
I mean, I don't know what he's got going on.
Don't beat me up this time, all right?